Hey y'all, it's Amanda and this is my Texas Zone 8 garden, and today we're going to be doing a number of tasks in the garden, including harvesting sunflower seeds and marigold seeds and cutting back tomato plants, and I think we need to do some trellis work, just a number of little things for the garden, so I hope you guys enjoy the process. All right, so I've been doing a lot of these videos of just puttering through the garden, and I'm obsessed with them. I love them, and you guys like them too, so that works out really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start showing you how I deadhead some of my sunflowers. I grew a bunch of sunflower Steve sunflowers this year, and I would like to save those seeds to grow seeds for next year because they were very pricey seeds. So let me show you guys how that looks. Okay, over here in this area, the seeds I have in this area, or the sunflower seeds I have in this area were sunflower Steve sunflowers, the Van Gogh mix. Loved them. It's been so fun. Been super obsessed with all the very cool blooms that have been happening, which is awesome. And some of them are starting to go to seed, and I would like to save the seeds from them. So I've got some that are super dry, like this guy that I've already dried in place. So what I'll do is just cut that and then just put it in my plastic bag, just the head of the sunflower. And then I am going to come down and cut off the stem of the sunflower as well. And I've got some that have started drying in place, and they're definitely produced the seeds. It's like this one. So I'm just going to grab this whole head, cut it off. And then once I cut that off, I do want to come in here and cut this entire stem down because I want to make room to start additional sunflowers. Just like that. Now see, this one is not dried enough to harvest. It's not ready. It's beautiful though. It's been super fun. Looks like I've got seeds ready in this center one. So I'm going to cut that off and save that. This guy is definitely ready, has seeds. And I'll definitely be ready over here to start some additional sunflower seeds, which will be really good. Maybe about 3 weeks. And I have a whole bunch of like shorter varieties that I've been wanting to start. And let me bring y'all in closer to this one so I can show you how I decide. Okay, so we've got this guy right here. Basically what I'm doing is I'm kind of scraping my handle on the top to see if this kind of top flower stuff kind of falls away. And when that starts falling away, then the seeds underneath are ready to go. So I can go ahead and just harvest that whole head right there. Okay, and we've got this guy here. So I'm just kind of scraping along the top, and all of this, I don't know what this stuff is across the top. It just kind of falls off. And that shows me the black seeds underneath. So it is ready to go. Okay, while I'm over here, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting back my potato vines. My potatoes are, my tomato vines. My tomatoes didn't do super great this year. We had a lot of rain that just caused problems, and it was just truthfully pretty disastrous for the tomatoes this year. I maybe got 20 tomatoes total. They just didn't do very well. So anyway, it is time to be done with them. And they are not, it's too hot for them to, for pollination. And so it's just, we're done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut them all the way down to the base. I'm leaving a couple of inches. I am leaving a couple of leaf nodes. They may or may not produce and come back for the fall. It's not really a concern or a worry or something I'm interested in. So we'll just do that. But I did want to get them cut back. I also have in here, I have started, what do you call it? I've started some Tithonia seeds in here that are starting to come up, that are looking good. And so we'll just make room. I've got marigolds in here, and they are definitely suffering from some spider mites. So on a few of these, I'm just going to come down all the way to the bottom and cut the whole thing out. And then that makes room for my little tithonia seeds that are coming up. We'll just clean them up just like that. Now, a few of these have pods ready, seed pods for the marigolds. So I think I'm going to harvest some of those real quick. Okay, and you can see some of these like dried flowers on the stem. These are going to be filled with seeds. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to pull and harvest some of those. And then I'll have some marigolds for my garden for next year. But you definitely want to harvest the ones that are dried on the stem. Now, I'm not worried about keeping these marigolds here. I've got my peppers. I don't usually have issues with disease on peppers, but now that the tomatoes are done, I don't really care about keeping these marigolds here. And since they are getting spider mites, I just harvest the seeds and then let these go. If they don't break right off the stem, they're not ready. And I'll take y'all in at the end of this video and show you what these look like harvesting these, just so I can give you close-ups of everything. Okay, nice bag, probably 50 seed heads. All right, and now I can just come in and cut out the rest of these. And then that's going to make room for my tithonia seeds that are coming up, my seedlings, so that they can get more. Some of them have actually gotten a little scraggly, but now they'll be able to get more sun. And my jalapeno plants are still producing, but they're definitely looking tired. I think harvesting as much of the fruit as I can right now is probably a good idea to allow these a little bit of a reprieve. All right, over here I've got loofah and birdhouse gourds growing, and I need to start getting them trained up on the actual trellis. A lot of them are trying to grow into my neighbor's yard, and we don't want to do that to them. So I'm just basically using these little clippy things that I get from the Dollar Tree every year. Super simple, no big deal. And you just come along and you just kind of clip stuff in place. Makes life really simple, really easy. And I can also check for fruit. Found some fruit on some other ones that are in those raised beds, but I haven't really seen anything going on these. There's definitely some wasps hanging out here, so I need to be careful. Had to go put on my sweatband because sweat was dripping in my eyes. Looks better. I don't see any fruit. I definitely see several flowers and lots of more buds than anything else, which makes me feel good. You see this right here? This is, I don't know, I kind of want to leave it. Should I leave it or should I train it back over? What do y'all think? Let me know. This one I'm going to train back over. This one, I kind of want to train it to there, but I'm going to be putting cantaloupe here pretty soon. I'll let it go up. Looks kind of cool. All right, we have another one to work on real quick. Okay, I've got another one over here. We've got a couple of different things going on. So we've got another loofah or birdhouse gourd vine. Also got, I'm trying to pull all of this lantana forward. This is my trailing purple lantana. And what has happened is my clematis has started going this way, and this whole trellis right here is starting to have issues. And part of the issue has to do with this trellis right here has shifted. So I can't really pull up on the trellis to get it out because that would pull the whole clematis plant out. So I think what I need to do is put a stake and then secure this to the stake so that I can fasten it in place. Let me do that. Okay. I'm going to put this stake in here as far down as I can. And then I'm going to use some twine to kind of shift it this way. And that definitely straightened it up. And then I think I might put a little bit of additional twine attaching to this trellis over here. Just like that. And that definitely helps keep that one instead of leaning the opposite direction. All right, and then we have a few more vines. They have not been growing as intensely. I planted them at the same time as those other ones we were just looking at. And they are definitely not growing as intensely as the other vines. I have no idea why. But let's see if we can't get these trained around here. Maybe that'll help out some. Now these little clippy things, I have found that they really only last like one season. I really should use more of the twine to deal with stuff. However, I don't like cutting off and adjusting the twine after all the things die back. So I prefer these little clippies. They're just easier to remove at later points in time. Okay, looking good. I'm still trying to train my lantana to come forward. So a lot of times I come in here and I just kind of reach back here and just pull all the branching forward like that so it drapes over the front. You can see it draping over the front there. And we just trained that one. It's doing good. This guy is doing okay. I've got a lot of obedient plant here that I'm just allowing it to just go to seed. I really want it to spread out here. It hasn't done so far, but I would love it to fill in that entire container. It's hot, y'all. Let's go check out a few things in the garden. We do have a bunch more of the Roseanne Black Pearl trying to bloom. Got a few other varieties of Lisianthus that are trying to bloom, need to cut back. Lots of zinnias, tons of cocoa marigolds. Maybe I'll come out tomorrow morning and harvest. And I've been trying to spray these down to help with spider mites. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, first of all, you can see the mottling on these leaves. That is a sign of spider mites, and then you can turn this side, you can very faintly see some webs, and huge sign of spider mites. And they do love my marigolds, seems like. And I was debating cutting them off versus trying to treat them, but I think I'll just treat them with water and see if that works. Let me show you what that entails. It's not really a big deal. You just come in here. I need to do it more consistently than not. I hold on to the top of the plant and I just really try to soak any areas where I see spider mite damage. Now the spider mite damage will not recover. It will just grow new foliage, if that makes sense. But I have had marigolds completely engulfed in spider mites before. And this is a way I can kind of get around using any kind of like pesticides or anything. But it doesn't work the best in my opinion. But spider mites do not like wetness. So a lot of times this just kind of just knocks them all off. Okay, and then while I have y'all here, I've got nutsedge in this bed. So I'm going to show you how to pull up nutsedge properly. One of the first things you need to do is soak down the area where the nutsedge is. It'll make your life a whole lot easier. Okay, I've got nutsedge right here. Now, real quick, going back to the marigolds, if I want to get serious about the marigolds, try to save them, I need to be doing that on a daily basis with the water. With nutsedge, basically this is nutsedge, and it has a bulb that's pretty far down. So you need something, you need to soften your ground, you need something like a hori-hori knife, and you need to really go down, loosen up the soil, and see if you can't pop the whole bulb up. Let's see, and I got it. So I did pop the whole bulb up with the roots. So that's really the goal. Now, if the soil is wet enough, that's not an issue. Like you can get that pretty easily up. If the soil is super dry, that certainly makes it a lot easier. And if you don't get the actual bulb and the roots with it, then you're not going to be able to eradicate these. And we definitely need more moisture. Let's see if I can just pull one. Probably not, but oh. See, I get it? Yep, I got it. It's because I'm soaking this area. So now they're going to come up super easy. Hopefully. See on that one, I didn't get it. I didn't get the bulb. Let's go back to the hori-hori knife. You gotta get it all the way to the roots, or it's just gonna come back. Just like that. Those rhizomes like that, just spread out everywhere. So you have to get this whole bulb thing, or it just comes back. Adding the water just helps so much, y'all. I can guarantee you in a week there'll be more here. I just haven't stayed on top of it as much as I should have. Okay, and I have discovered some loofah fruits in some places. There's one right there. Saw some little ones. Over here. This one has birdhouse gourds in it too. And this guy is just like grown over the top of that. Remember when I planted Evinkas not that long ago? Look at that. I gotta get these up. I gotta get a trellis built. I gotta get these up on the trellis. So I was trying to grow over that. It's got a stray celosia there. We don't want that there. I definitely have this everywhere too. Spurge sucks. Tons of zinnias. This is Queen Lime Blush. I need to get out here and harvest these. I'm starting to run into some powdery mildew, which is expected. Just got to keep harvesting. Our straw flowers. Need to harvest these white zinnias over here so they can grow more. I did notice we put off a stalk of the Zulu Warrior, but I didn't get to it soon enough to like prop the whole thing up. Hopefully these other plants will be producing some. These Rebecca are still going. I need to cut them back some. Definitely have some work to still do. I should come out here in the morning, do some. I planted sunflowers here the other day, and I have sunflowers and zinnias, seedlings popping up in different places. Just looking good. Tons of basil to harvest. Black-eyed Susan here. Probably needs to be cut back so I can get another bloom cycle. My solidago is starting to bloom over here. It's going to be a fun one. Really excited to see that. This is its second year. It did not bloom its first year. Sit back and give y'all a look at the front of the porch, the back porch. Nice and green, filling in beautifully. Everything's looking good. Okay, so let's look at these marigolds first. So the seeds aren't in, they're in kind of like this pod area. So you kind of just have to like break open the pod, and then inside are the seeds. And these are the seeds. They're dark on the end. They're dark on the end and light on the top. And those are all the seeds. So a lot just from one. And so basically what I'll end up doing is I really just want to get rid of like all the chaff on the top. And then just drop all the seeds in place like that. Okay, so I got like a whole bag of seeds. There is some like debris mixed in with it, but yeah, looking really good. And so I have tons of seeds for orange marigolds for next year, so I should not have to buy those. Now, regarding the sunflower seeds, what I want to do is basically I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to brush off like the chafing at the top. And it's still pretty easy to do that right now. And basically what it's going to do is it's just going to expose all of the sunflower seeds underneath it. I'll take off as much as I can. I don't think the sunflower seeds are ready to harvest for today, so this is just going to be me kind of preparing them. So taking off as much of the chafing off the top as possible. And this all should come off like really easily. But I have to get it at this point. Like I can't just let it continue to dry out there because all the birds will get them. So I'm just exposing all the seeds like that. And then I'm just going to allow these a while to continue to dry. And then I will harvest the seeds. All right, so I just let these sit out. Now I do have one where the seeds are already pretty harshly exposed and some of the seeds have already fallen out, which is why I really need to get to some of these earlier. So I'm just basically coming in and I'm just kind of break the seeds out of it, just like that. And of course you can see all the black parts that are the seeds. And then I've just got seeds just like that. And I'll just store those in a bag and we'll be good to go. All right, I look mighty cute with my sweatband on, but it helps so much. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, just watching me putter through some different things. Basically cutting back the tomato plants, harvesting marigold seeds, harvesting sunflower seeds, tying up some of the loofah and birdhouse gourd vines. We messed around with the purple trailing lantana. We fixed a leaning trellis. We watered the marigolds to try to knock off the spider mites. We worked on nutsedge. We did a lot of different things today. That was a fun video. As always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Every time you like and comment, it helps grow the channel. If you don't feel comfortable commenting, just drop me an emoji. Emoji helps as well. Helps grow my channel so much. And be sure to check me out on my social media outlets, including Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.